Hello, it's Jasmine here again after a very long break. I'm here to do another show and tell of random things I own. And as always, we'll start off with a candle. This is another one I made myself because why not? This one is I think it's Westwick, it's called. The empty container was from. Sorry if I'm a little quiet. I'm very out of practice from this, and as always, very bad with the eye contact. So hopefully you just enjoy the sounds. And let's light this candle. Success. Which I know that wick should have been trimmed, but I was just making life easier for myself. Okay, I guess the first thing I'll show you is this DVD. The DVD is not in its case, but so I guess I'm just showing you the case. This is Anne of Green Gables, which is one of my favouriteest movies. I remember once I watched it as a kid on the TV, just, oh, there it is, and then I'm like, okay, I need to find the DVD and watch it again and again. I have the whole trilogy, but yeah, I'll just show you this one today. I think it's a very sweet story, and also, you know, there's sad parts, but I love how fiery she is. I think it's a good role model. Don't let anyone pick on you, even if that boy ends up liking you. Don't let him get away with it. just break something over their head. But I love how in the second movie they're in love and all together. I think it's so sweet. And in the third movie when they reunite, always makes me cry. Definitely one of my favouriteest movies and love stories. I'm never really good at the tracing, but I'll give it a go. So, Anne, with an A, of course, of Green Gables. Okay, now let's move on, shall we? I am liking this sound, but I think we shall move on. Okay, I have with me also a little card. It's like, you probably, obviously it's hard to read because it's flipped. How well do you know me? And it's like questions. You go around a group with your friends and stuff and you ask them the little questions on there and you just get to know people better. I think it's really cute. And obviously the sounds are really nice. It's questions for family and friends. I mean, if you're doing it with your family, they probably already know all the answers to the questions if they're good conversationalists with you. But for new friends or a new friend group, it'd be good to do after a group dinner or something. Get to know each other better. I love little card games and stuff like that. There's this couple on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Michael and Mackenzie, and they are just so cute together, and with their little board games and their little adventures they do. Became a huge fan of them last year because we're in 2026 now. Maybe the first day, but it still counts. So in 2025 I became a big fan of them. Binged all the videos. I know they're shorts, so it's pretty easy to binge them, but I mean, the views, it counts. Should I shuffle some of the cards? Because I always mention an ASMR artist that I like in my videos, and I really like Jojo ASMR. He's another one. He's a fellow Australian. And I love the way he shuffles cards. Obviously, he uses a proper deck of cards and not a little cutesy set with questions on them, but the thought is still there. Should I read some of these questions? I'll read some of the questions out. So, name one of my heroes. So that would be a really good question for someone, especially their answer could tell you a lot about them. What's a habit that I wish I could change? Habit about yourself you wish you could change. There's a lot, I think people would say, like maybe I bite my nails, or I don't know. I really can't think of habits about yourself that you would change. I think a lot of people's quirky habits, I won't make them this, charming selves. Even the things they don't like, other people would probably think, oh, that's cute, I love when you do that. Oh, that one's silly. Just true or false, do you love spicy food? Which I am on the fence. It depends on how spicy. Okay, and would I rather spend a year in a foreign city or a year in a cabin in the woods? See, now that's a toss-up, because I'd love to travel to a foreign city, but a cabin in the woods does sound peaceful. Maybe a cabin in the woods in a foreign country. That would be good. Who in my family am I closest to? I'm close to all my family members, but I would say my mum. And if I can travel back in time and meet one person, who would it be? I don't know who I would pick. There's a lot of good choices. But I think one of the great minds of comedy, Robin Williams, I would love to have met him and, pick his brain. He was a great funny man. Always there to make somebody laugh even when he was hurting on the inside. I can relate. And what is the name of one of my first boyfriends or girlfriends? Well, mine was a boyfriend and his name was Brody. What's my most often worn or favourite piece of clothing? I don't think I have one. I rotate my clothes a lot and get new stuff, which is, it's so bad. But I thrift. I thrift a lot, so I love to go to the op shops and get new things. But if I do have things I often rewear, it would be my graphic t-shirts, which I love a good graphic t-shirt. And if I were a superhero, who would I be? I think it would be really cool to be Spider-Man, because swinging around on a web does sound pretty convenient. Of course, only if you live in New York City. If you live somewhere else like the suburbs, that might not come in handy as much. And can I play any musical instrument? No, I cannot. I have absolutely no musical ability, which is so upsetting. I would love to know how to play piano, especially. I think piano is a very cool instrument to know how to play. It takes a lot of skill and talent and practice. Of course, you need practice, but I've got stubby fingers, so I don't think it'd be like in Futurama where Fry's trying to play the holophoner, but the devil says he has stupid fingers. I think that's my lot in life, to be Fry, because I definitely have stupid fingers when it comes to musical instruments. Alright, well, I think we've answered enough questions. That was, see, if this was a person you just met, like, you could definitely do this for a first date. Get to know them really well. Okay, next thing, I've got some incense here, which I could light, but I don't know. It's cinnamon, which is one of my favorite smells. I love cinnamon. And I just thought the box would sound nice, so that's mainly why I picked it. But I do also have the little incense thing they come on, so I could light it up. I don't know if I should, because the candle, I'm not getting the smell of the candle, so you know, incense you would definitely. So I might do that. And the smoke is also a really cool visual to me. Like, I'm going to mention two ASMR artists in this video, Peace and Soriety. I think I have mentioned her in another video. I may not have. It's been 2 years, so if I didn't, or if I did, I have no idea. I haven't gone back and rewatched them because it's so cringe to watch yourself back. And also the fact that I am really tragic with the eye contact. It's like, look at the camera. So I'll do that, like Peace and Soriety does, with the incense, which I think will be lovely smelling. I don't know if to do the fingertips or the nails, because I think it makes it kind of sticky sounding. I love sticky sounds. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I think it's cool. When I first saw someone doing it, I didn't know. I'm like, what is that particular sound? How can I find that in more videos? Okay, I don't think I've opened this one before, so bear with me while I break into this. Which I'm having a tough time doing. Okay. That paper is a nice sound, nice crinkly sound as well. Let's do that a little bit. I'm getting incense dust all over myself. Should probably just put it on the thing. It does smell really nice, as I thought it would. Can you see the snake? I don't know, I think that's really cool. Now the room shall smell like cinnamon. Alrighty. And what else can I tap on over here? Okay, put this one over here. Put this one away. And I can do this guy. This is an old hand cream. The hand cream is long gone, but the container's so cute that I kept it. My best friend got it for me ages and ages ago. I honestly don't remember how long ago. I think it was either a birthday present or a Christmas present, but how cute is he? Because I love pandas. I can relate to a panda. I think, you know, if I was a wild animal, kill themselves. They're just hopeless without a zookeeper, apparently. If you've seen the videos of them just falling over or accidentally almost smothering a baby, one of their babies, it's like, oh my god, these pandas need all the help they can get. See, does it have nice lid sounds? Not bad. Oh, let's get rid of the old foil. Never really done lid sounds, so bear with me. Or have I? It's been 2 years, so if I have, I've forgotten. I really do not believe I'm looking at the camera at all this time, and apologies for that. Very out of practice, but hopefully you can bear with me while I readjust. I'm trying to get back into it. It's difficult, but I'm gonna try this year to post a lot more and just get back into it, because I find it is very relaxing, and just ASMR is one of my favourite things. I've been a fan ever since Goodnight Moon became a thing, ever since Fresh Blush became Fresh Blush ASMR, and then obviously changed her name to Goodnight Moon ASMR, and then I'm like, where'd she go? Because she wasn't under Fresh Blush anymore. Okay, I had a brief interruption there, so if there's a weird jump, you'll know why. Because I'm not very good at editing, so I'll just splice the two videos together, and it'll be a weird little thing in the middle, and you'll be like, okay, well, she's explained it. So let's go back to doing some lid sounds. Sorry for the interruption. If that broke the flow. But as is life, I wish I was a better editor, and or I was like GB ASMR, had a spare editor. I could just send it to them and be like, fix the mess. I'd love that. Is that relaxing, the smoke billowing by, or is it like her house is on fire, she needs help? I'm thinking it's relaxing, but I don't know for sure. Look at the camera. Is it decent? If anybody watches this, tell me if the eye contact is actually atrocious, because I'm trying to stare at the dot, but it's so hard to do with my ADHD brain, because I'm trying to see the time, because I like it to be 40 minutes and over. I like it to be that synchronicity. I don't know why. Maybe I have OCD mixed in with ADHD. How unfortunate. Alrighty. Now I think we can probably move on to something different. Let's go for an old children's book of mine, which is my absolute favourite, which I got for my daughters, which is Possum Magic. It's a very Australian classic, and if you can tell by the accent, obviously I am Australian, so one of my favourite books growing up, and one of my daughter's favourites as well. Yes, since my last video I have got a second daughter, who I also have a tattoo for, which is, why is it so hard to show you people? But there you go. Because I love the astrology signs. Me and both my daughters were all 3 fire signs. I'm an Aries, my first daughter is a Sagittarius, and then my second daughter is a Leo. So imagine when we all get grumpy. It's never good. It'll be like that scene in Modern Family where Phil tries to get, what's his son's name? I forgot the son's name. Luke. Yeah. So when Phil was like freaking out to Luke, I've heard this can happen, but I didn't think it ever would. And he's like, we need to get out of here. Which, yeah. Although I can't relate. I was never that hormonal as a woman at that stage. Even in pregnancy, I was never that hormonally angry or sad. At least I don't think so. Maybe ask the people around me if I'm delusional. It's like, no, she was atrocious. She was absolutely evil. She's just made out that she's a lovely person. I don't know if this is in the public domain, so I would read it to you if I knew. I should have looked it up before I started the video. But if it was in the public domain, I would read it. Maybe next video. If it turns out it is in the public domain, I will read it. Because it is a very good book. It's very sweet. Sometimes it makes me have a little tear up at the end, and it's like, yeah, you're just a big baby. Most things can make me cry, but that's just me being me. I'm a very naturally emotional person and very expressive, which is like, stop it. You're gonna give yourself wrinkles. Which I'm 26. I don't need to worry about that. Got a very expressive face, like Jim Carrey. Except he is way more expressive. Anyone who's seen The Grinch can attest. Which, I mean, one of my favourite Christmas movies. Obviously watched it over this holiday season because it's just the best. That and I know it's not a traditional Christmas movie, but I like to watch Die Hard during the holidays because, I mean, it's set in Christmas, so why not? And the Santa Claus movies, I love those. Tim Allen is a very funny man. The way he's trying to shave and get rid of the beard, and it's just, boom, there it goes again. And they're all being like, he's insane. Obviously he's lying to his child to make himself feel good. It's like, oh, when they find out, it's like, vindication. I'd just be the biggest I told you so. Just, I told you so. Why didn't you believe me? Well, I think with the fingertips is really nice too. Let's try and trace it. I don't know if I can mirror the image so it makes sense to you guys. If it ends up being mirrored, the first half of the video is not going to make sense because I said, obviously, about the mirroring. And so if I fix that, you'll be like, you'll have to watch the whole video to be like, oh, she actually tried and it worked. So, only the people who watch the full video will find out, I guess. Because I do have CapCut, but I've never used it before, so I guess we'll find out together. When I upload the video, it'll be like, oh, she successfully did something. Congratulations. Thank you. Now, let's move on to something different. Okay. Now, I might try wearing these nails for the next video. Because, I mean, my nails are nice, but they're not that long because they keep breaking. Because housework and stuff. You just snap it while washing a dish, I guess. Because I am very low in a lot of vitamins and iron. Classic woman. Low in iron, don't eat enough steak. But the box does sound good. Okay, I'm looking at the green light. I'm trying to do the right thing, and it feels so unnatural. But I hope it is better. I'm trying to get better. I feel like it's quite a skill to not want to look at yourself and how you're looking. You look at the dot. You look at the dot and you don't look at yourself. Even though you want to be like, I'm not looking stupid, am I? Because, I mean, it's like I don't want to look ridiculous. So now I'm just looking around my room instead of the camera at all. So, I honestly do hate these nails because I feel like they last a day, and it's like $20, and for why? And for what? I definitely prefer the press-on nails than the glue, because I don't know if I do it wrong or whatnot, but I just prefer somebody else to do my nails. Although acrylic nails, when you get them taken off, then you have like a weird, your nail looks completely stupid when it starts to grow out, because there's like a big spot where your nail's been eaten away by acrylic, and until that fully grows out, your nail's gonna look stupid. And also the cost seems silly just to have your nails look pretty to me anyway. I mean, this is much more cost effective, and you can always re-glue them on when they fall off, which inevitably will happen, because you know they're not permanent. And I wish we could all be like, what is her name, Christine from Simply Now Logical. Wish I could have nails like hers, because lucky, but also obviously she takes really good care of her nails, and I can't paint my own nails the way she does. I would literally have a mess on my hands, especially if I put red nail polish on myself. It would look like I've committed a murder. It wouldn't be good. And then you clean it up and you try to make it look decent, and it's like, no, it still looks like you've fucked someone up. Sorry for the language. I'm Australian. Okay, that's my excuse. And a bogan. So that is my excuse. And also, I think when a relaxing person swears, it is hilarious. It is honestly so funny. Like, it's so funny. Like when you watch the bloopers of ASMR channels, which they all do at the end of the year, so you know you've seen them all now, and it's just so funny when they screw up and swear. It's so good. But I'm just going to keep it in, because why not? And now there is an annoying fly here. Tragic. Alright. Now this one is... God. Okay. Even though they're not really stiletto nails. I feel like the stiletto nails are the ones that are really, really pointy. Where these are just kind of like oval nails, I'd say. At least in my opinion. I have square nails naturally, but, well, for most of my nails, except for this one, that's curved, but the rest of them are all square nails, which feels like I'm doing weird hand signals. Sorry about that. Again, I'm not looking at the camera. It's okay. We'll get through this. We'll learn together. We'll learn as it gets better. And then you'll be like, hey, she's finally doing it properly. Proud of her. I like the little jingly sound it makes because the nails are in there. I don't know if that's just me. I think it's a nice sound. Again, I'm looking at myself instead of at the dot, because it just comes naturally. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but when you FaceTime someone, do you just sometimes look at yourself instead of the person you're FaceTiming? just sometimes. Is there something in my teeth? Am I making a funny face, even though it's just my natural face? Is my hair everywhere, you know? Just checking. And also because I'm bad with eye contact, actually, in person with someone. So even in FaceTime, it's like, I can't make eye contact. It's not my style. I'm bad with eye contact. Those people, oh, look in my eyes for 5 seconds. Nope. Alrighty, let's do something else. But what? I don't have much else, which is unfortunate, but we're coming near the end of the video because I only normally do 40 minutes and I've done 30, so 10 more minutes. And so I'll do this, which is crinkly sounds, because I like a good crinkle sound. I feel like I need to let some air out of the bag, so it's not too, like, I'm going to explode the bag. Yeah, I feel that's better. You tell me. You tell me. If that's too loud, I apologize. I'm trying to keep it away from the mic, that's why it's not up here. I'm trying to keep it a little further away so I don't hurt anybody's ears. So I've got all this yarn. I'm not really, I want to learn how to crochet. I did one of those beginner crochets boxes. It's like, oh yeah, you know, it's got all the crochet you need. It's got all the instructions, the little crochet hook. And I got so frustrated. I gave up after like 5 minutes. And I'm like, nope. Because it just wouldn't pull through the loop. It just kept, I don't know how anybody does it. It's a true talent. Like, there's this TikToker I watch, Kate V. It's me, Kate V, I think it is. Either way, she's a vegan and she does what I eat in a day. I'm not a vegan, but I do love some of her recipes, and you know, you don't have to be a vegan to enjoy vegan content. So yeah, I think Kate's lovely, and the way she crochets and knits, and I'm just like, that is so impressive. And she can do it while reading as well, and I'm just like, if I was reading and trying to crochet, I would stab myself repeatedly. I don't know. She's just amazing. And her cute cat Carly, I just want to cuddle that cat. And I'm not even a cat person, I'm a dog person. So that's a testament to how cute that kitty is. But everyone in her comments loves that cat, so makes sense. Alrighty. I think I'm done with this. It's a nice sound, but I don't know. There's not much else you can get from it, you know what I mean? And I feel like the tingles stop once you're on a trigger for like longer than 3 minutes. It's like, get on with it. Come on now. You know that's not giving us tingles anymore. Okay, so I'll move on to this, which is a book journal thing. My best friend got me this also years ago, and I still haven't written it because I'm planning on writing in the countries of Europe and their little towns. I've done it like a little outline. I'll bring it up because I'm a dork. I'm a nerdy dork. So I haven't done all of them as of yet, but I'm close. I'm still, paper sounds are nice, so hopefully you're enjoying that. So I'm up to Scotland in in the alphabetical order, and I'm writing down the towns in the, I don't know, in the countries of Europe. Would it be a country? Would it be a town? I don't know. So either way, there's the Åland Islands. There's a little circle above the A, so I don't know how to pronounce it, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. If not, whoops. Albania, Austria, Andorra, Belgium, Belarus, Bulgaria, Bosnia, and Herzegovina. I don't know how to pronounce that. And if any of these places are not existing, or it's not a part of the EU, or not the EU, the UK, Europe. If it's like it's a whole different thing, and no, that's not a different, and it's a part of this. If I don't know, just blame Google if it's wrong. Cyprus, Croatia, Denmark, Czechia, Estonia, England, Finland, Faroe Islands, France, Germany, Gibraltar, which is a very small little island, Gibraltar, which I would actually love to see. Greece, which is, I do not really care for Greek food. Like, I hate lamb and like most things like that, but I do like feta, but olives suck. So I don't know how I would go traveling Greece, because I don't like much of their food. Which, I mean, it sounds rude, but I mean, just being honest here. I mean, I'm sure there's food I would love, but just anything with lamb or olives, got to go away. Hungary, Iceland, Ireland, Isle of Man, Italy, Jersey, Kosovo, Latvia, Liechtenstein, which is fun to say, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Moldova, Monaco, Montenegro, Netherlands, Northern Ireland, which is somehow different from regular Ireland. I didn't know that. North Macedonia, Norway, Poland, Romania, San Marino, Scotland, Serbia, Slovakia, Slovenia, Svalbard, and Janman, I don't know, Ukraine, Vatican City, and Wales. So they're all the ones I'm planning on writing in here, and then having their little towns underneath. We're almost at 40 minutes, but I want to keep on yapping, so if it goes to 45, that's just because I'm enjoying what I'm talking about. Oh, there's a little pocket in here. I did not know that, and I've had this for years. But there's, at the back of it, there's a little pocket to add paper to. This whole time I've just been wedging it in there, when it could have actually gone in a little specific spot. The things you learn. In it goes. Oh, actually, they might be too long, but that's okay, because the book is rather small. Yeah, it's too small, but that's okay. Be good for other things. Yeah, she got me this because I am a huge fan of Supernatural. I'm actually on a rewatch of it now. I'm up to season 2, already halfway through season 2 actually. It does not take me long for that show. It's one of my favourite shows. Makes you laugh, makes you cry, makes you pissed off at John Winchester. Especially when you're only on season 2. It's fresh wounds. But yeah, it has like as if it's John's journal at the beginning. It has like the drawings and stuff, like Mary and and you can put obviously property of. I haven't written my name in it yet because I don't know, I'm scared to write in it because I feel like when you write in it you've ruined it if it's not the perfect handwriting. Okay, and then there's like Wendigo, which was in the second episode, I believe. Second? I think it was the second episode. Because the first one, what was the first episode? The Lady in White, Woman in White. That was the first episode. I don't know how I was drawing a blank. It's like, girl, you just watched that. How are you blanking? And so there's cool little, like, there's a pentagram, cool little things there. And then there's the whole, the exorcism of a demon in there. Of course, I only know, like, the, I mean, I could read this, but what if there's a demon watching? Then I'd exercise it and lose a viewer. I'm totally kidding. It is, I would read it, but I would sound absolutely foolish trying to read Latin. I'm Australian after all. Latin is definitely not a language we're accustomed to. And I'm doing it again. Sorry, the eye contact is absolutely atrocious. But I do hope you've enjoyed my 4th ASMR video, because I've definitely enjoyed doing it again. It's been a long time and I've actually really loved doing this again. So I hope everybody enjoyed, and yes, hope to see you again very soon. Hopefully even tomorrow. Get a new upload every day. That would be my goal for this year, but if that doesn't happen, because life happens and, you know, we don't always get what we want. So I hope you enjoyed the random things I showed you and the noises they created. Goodbye and good night.